All right, so I got this comment earlier. Today's the 21st of March. I got this comment this morning before I went to work. What's wrong with her looking realistic? And that's not the problem. Nobody said the problem is she looks realistic. She she looked realistic in the first game because they based her on a real life person. Everyone in Horizon looks fine. They look like normal people. No, they don't. There's one dude, and of course he's black. Everywhere you go, like I said, it doesn't matter. I'm in the game. I'm in San Francisco looking for some dumpy girl I met earlier to help me find some part I need to help save the world. And these people, when you come to the village, there's a couple of white people there. There's guards, and they say, "Hey, the overseer said if you ever show up to the village to visit, that he wants us to take you to him. Blah blah blah. Bathe her and bring her to me." Nah, but anyway, so I'm like, okay, the overseer, right? Yeah, he's black. Sure enough, this dude comes over here. This nigga got his hairline all fucked up and shit. And he's the overseer of the place. Now, the only reason why he's not in charge of everybody in the village is because there's a white guy above him who is a psychopath and crazy and causes all this trouble and nearly gets everybody killed. So, of course, if I had a Ryan Kindle voice, I'd do it right now. All right, so anyway, let's go back to it. What's wrong with her looking realistic? Everyone in Horizon looks fine. They look like normal people. If you want to look at pretty girls, maybe video games aren't the place to go. They always say this. I think David Jaffe wrote this. You want to go whack off to girl porn. Nobody's saying that. They always bring that out because they don't want to have a real debate or an argument. Not debate, because this is not worth debating these people. But they don't have really important things to say. They just want to kind of brush you off. And what's funny is I replied to this person. I'm going to read the reply. And later on today, I was looking to screen cap the original comment so I could read off it. I'm not going to post it in the video or anything, but they replied to me saying I was being really defensive. And I'm like, this is such disingenuous crap. I'm not going to keep going back and forth with this person because I was trying to give them the benefit of the doubt of them not being like SJW. But I think this person is a SJW, which, I have a lot of SJW friends. But we go to these silly arguments where it's like you're not addressing the point. You're basically saying you shouldn't want this. Like video games or entertainment is some kind of social good. So anyway, I said, it's always funny to me when people say this. Your type are the ones who came into the space and demanded changes as if video games are supposed to be vegetables and gruel. And then when people complain, you turn around and tell them maybe video games aren't for you. So this is supposed to be really defensive on my part. And the thing is, I think you're always supposed to just shut up. When they say something snide to you or they think that they've made a great point, you're supposed to just go, well, damn, I guess you're right. I suppose I'll go whack off to Pornhub or something right now. Even though that's not the issue. This silly thing about her looking realistic. She looks realistic in the first game. That's exactly how the woman they based her off of looks. They gave her bad skin now, and they made her look like a 34-year-old woman. She's like 19, 20. Yeah, it's funny, the gaslighting, because what they're doing is, and that's the thing, I always talk about the invading spaces and being, I don't know, like moral arbiters on everybody else's fun. But it is really something else that they're the ones who go and say, women shouldn't be sexy in video games and they're too violent. And then they demand all these changes. And then when people make the change and people start like saying, hey, wait a minute. I didn't have a problem with this. Nobody here who's playing this game or these games had a problem with the way women were portrayed. Nobody was going out and you're not going to save the world by making these characters ugly. It's not doing anything for everybody. I have plenty of women now commenting on my videos about this subject who say, lesbian women say, look, what about us gay women who want sexy girls to look at when we play games, when they curvy and got thick thighs and stuff. Aloy is a little too skinny for that, but I love thick chicks, so I don't know why it's a problem to feature them in video games. And it's not. It's just because college and feminism and as a cultural critique is just a waste of time. I was watching this French film uh, called Betty by this guy named Claude Chabrol, and really good movie. But it's funny, I was looking at all the special features, and I was listening to a lot of it, or watching a lot of it, and all of it was women, and it was all feminist women. So it's like you got this film, because it's a film featuring a woman, you have to have all these feminist critiques of it. And it's like, this is infesting everything. Like, I can't just get somebody who's talking about the movie and what's happening without commenting on the nudity, without calling the director misogynist because he wanted to show a woman be nude. This whole idea that, oh, well, the woman is walking and, you know, it's inappropriate for her to be naked. It's like, go do something else. If you don't like nude women in films, go fuck off. Go do something else. Now, the actual commentary wasn't that bad, but still. There's always women in a lot of these movies, and they're all feminists, and all they do is complain about, for the most part, the nudity. And, oh, the men are treated one way and the women are treated another way. And you got to get that. And it's like, I'm not getting anything out of this. I'm just getting women complaining about nude women. So anyway, yeah. So it's just, you know, hilarious that you have these people with mental problems, you know, people who are extra sensitive to violence and extra sensitive to sex or sexy women. And they don't understand how stories work. So if a woman is in danger in a story, a video game or something, and you have to go save her, that's a reflection on the woman being weak. And it's like, no, this is a story told for this character. You need motivation. So what's the easiest motivation? Your girlfriend, somebody you care about, is in trouble. You go save it. Either that or a kid. You know, maybe you can say your stockbroker friend is tied up somewhere and you're worried about him, so you go save him. I don't know. You know, they had Sully kidnapped one time, I think, in one of the Uncharted games. So, you know, you're worried about him, go try to save him. You know, so this thing where they demand changes are made. People complain. Then they tell you, oh, what's wrong? Maybe this isn't for you then. Maybe you should go find a hobby somewhere else. And somehow we're the problem. But yeah, gaslighting. They love to talk about gaslighting, but that's what they do. You know, this isn't for you. Well, it's not for me now since you changed it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Take care.